Hi all. In this session, we are going to discuss about what is a distributed application, how to develop that distributed application, that is nothing but which architecture we can use to develop the distributed application. So let's discuss about these topics in this session. So let's try to understand first what is a distributed application. We have two types of applications. One is standalone application and another one is distributed application. What is standalone application and what is a distributed application? Let's try to understand first these terminologies. So standalone application is nothing but the application which are running in the context of local disk and whose results are shareable within that mission only. Let's take one example. I am taking one calculator. So Calci, if I take as an example, I can open that calculator. I can do some calculations. Suppose 2 plus 2, 4. So I can share these results in the within that mission only. So I can't get this access, right? These results into the another mission. So this is an example of standard application. So standalone application. And coming to the distributed application, the application which are running in the context of browser, or we can say www, World Wide Web. So the application which are running in the context of browser and whose results are shareable across the globe. So here there is no restriction in one mission and also there is no restriction in one area. Across the globe, any from anywhere you can get those results. Let's take one example to understand the distributed applications. So let's take one credit card processing. Suppose or else we'll take small example. So I need one credit card. What I can do that is I'll just log into any of the website, either HDFC or ICICI or any bank. So what happens is if I log in with my details, once I'll provide my all the details, so my application it will be created on my name, and after that, that status, everything, right? I will see those results, right? So all these kind of applications I can run on any mission. I can access that results from my mission and also other mission. Like let's say if I take any other example, if by using mobile also, if by using my mobile also I will get that website and I will get that results, right? And also it is not restricted to the one area geographic location, so anywhere from across the globe you can get these results anywhere. So this is an example of distributed application. Now let's discuss about architecture required for development of the distributed application. What architecture we can use to develop the distributed applications? Let's try to understand this part. So we have client side client server architecture. This is very famous in the market. So by using this architecture, we can develop the distributed applications. So let's try to understand what how many categories we have in the client server architecture. So again, we have three subcategories in the client side architecture. One is two-tier architecture and one is three-tier architecture and third one is n-tier architecture. So let's try to understand what is a two-tier architecture, what is a three-tier architecture, and what is a n-tier architecture. Two-tier architecture contains set of client-side programs. Let's say I'll just draw one small diagram over here to understand clearly. So in two-tier architecture, this is a tier one we can consider as a this is a client-side programs. So it contains client-side programs. And similarly, I'll consider this is a tier two. So set of server side programs we have. So we call it as a two-tier architecture. And what about the three-tier architecture? So two-tier architecture, we understand that we have set of client-side programs, we have set of server-side programs. Three-tier architecture is nothing but along with these client-side programs and server-side programs, we have set of database software also. Database, this is a database software. So we can get this data store and we'll see, I mean, what all this, just try to understand how many applications we have. So this is a three-tier architecture. So it contains set of client-side programs, contains set of server-side programs, and also database software. And what about the N-tier architecture? Along with this three-tier, client-side, server-side programs, DB, one more area will come into the picture here. That is nothing but a file wall programs also we have. So this entire thing, we call it as a N-tier architecture. So usually what happens is it will client side client. What is a client? Client is nothing but a one program whose results will get it from the server side. So it will get the results from access the results from the server side. And similarly, this we can call it as a one request. We'll send the request from the client side. And what about server? Server is also one program where it will which it will accept the request from the client side and it will process that request and again it will give the response back to the client. So let's say it is a response. And so the server side programs. So inside the server side programs, we have one more area called resource pool. What is resource pool? This is a one part we can say or one set in the server side programs where we can place our distributed applications. Suppose let's say one Gmail is a one application or Google is one application, all these distributed applications, right? They can place it into the resource pool area. And this is about the server side program. The main advantage of server side program is it will provide the concurrency that is nothing but not only one client. Let's take one Gmail as an example. So you can use your Gmail at the same time multiple clients. I can also access my Gmail account and other person also from other location also they can access. So multiple clients can request for that service, right? So we can consider all these are the multiple clients. So it will go to this request to the server and server will process that request and server will give the response back to the client. And multiple clients, not only one client. That is nothing but a concurrency we call. That is nothing but a concurrency. In general, we'll say parallel processing. So this is a advantage of server side programs. We have different types of server softwares in the market. Let's see a few server softwares. We have Tomcat. This is a server name. The vendor is Apache. This is owned by Apache. And we have WebLogic. This is owned by BEA System. Vendor of this WebLogic is BEA System. And we have WebSphere. WebSphere, we have IBM, this IBM product actually. And similarly, we have Oracle in the market. This is a Oracle Corporation product. And we have Glassfish. This is a Sun Microsystem product. And similarly, we have IIS. This is a Microsoft product. So these are the server side programs available in the market. By using this, we can develop the distributed applications. The main advantage of by using the server side programs is it will provide the concurrency or parallel processing. Concurrency or parallel, we can call it as a parallel processing. So we understood what is a client here. Client is a program which get the response from the server. Server is a program which process the request, request, and it will give response back to the client. And resource pool is a one of the layer present in the server side where we can host our distributed applications. And similarly, what is firewall? Firewall also one of the security program. So which it will validate whether the client actually request is coming from the client, right? It will validate whether it is a virus oriented or virus free. And database is one of the database is a software. We can say it's a data persistency layer. In order to store our data permanently, we can use this database. That is, we call it as a data persistency, and it provides effective security to the confidential data actually, and it prevents the unauthorized modifications. So but that is the reason we are using database here. And how we can send this request and response, we have by using any protocol. In general, in industry, internet world is using the HTTP protocol. So what is a HTTP protocol? It's a protocol is nothing but a set of rules which are used for exchanging the data between the client and server. So this is about the all about the client side client server architecture. By using this, we can develop the distributed applications. So based on this, in general, we can categorize how many uh, project members or how many roles if we consider. Suppose if you are working in any of the project, who all are working here. Suppose the person required which programmers, suppose client side programmers, we can say client side programmers, and also server side programmers are required to design the distributed application or project, we can say. And along with that, firewall developers we required, and also we require the database programmers. But however, currently the industry expecting the full stack, whoever having complete knowledge on client side programs and server side programs, along with this firewall database, everything. So so all industry is expecting the full stack nowadays. So let's conclude in this session. Quickly we'll recap what we have learned till now in this session. We have two types of applications: standalone application, distributed application. Standalone application is nothing but the application which are running in the context in local, whose results are shareable only within that machine. Coming to the distributed application, the application which are running in the context of browser, whose results are shareable across the globe. And in order to develop the distributed application, we have well-known architecture in the market, that is nothing but a client-side architecture. In the client-side architecture, we have three types of sub-modules again: two-tier architecture, three-tier architecture, n-tier architecture. Two-tier architecture contains set of client-side programs and set of server-side programs. Three-tier architecture contains set of server-side client-side programs, set of server-side programs, and DB software. And n-tier is nothing but along with these three, firewall also comes to the picture. And we have one separate layer in the server side, that is we call it as a resource pool, where we can host our distributed applications. So this is about the all the client side client server architecture. Thank you all.